guys. Are you mad at me? Because I did that thing I do again. Why, I just vanished for months on end.
Doesn't it make the time we do spend together that much more special? Listen, I don't want the fact that I now have a documented master's degree to make you guys think that I'm not relatable to you. I know this is a scary new territory. Is Nisa still going to be relatable and funny now that she's an egghead? Because I'm a real adult now, I figured it's time for me to window shop some real women's stores, right? Expensive stores. Stores that women with master's degrees can afford to shop at. So today we're going to be window shopping Anthropologie. Anthropologie is a store that torments me, targets me, hate crimes me on a regular basis. Because I think everything they make is beautiful and all of it is so expensive. But not anymore. I don't know if I've made this clear to you guys. I have an MBA now. I have a master's in business administration with a sub-concentration in marketing. You know what, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Stop. Oh my God, I can't believe you made me get my graduation robe to show you. You guys are crazy. My best friend loves Anthropologie. And so every time we go shopping together, she drags me there and I have to stand there surrounded by gorgeous clothes that don't fit me. Anytime I go to Anthropologie, like a physical Anthropologie store, I find like exactly one garment that is my size. And it's always really cute and beautiful and stunning and I look amazing in it. And then it's like, oh, I'm actually $250. I don't know if you noticed. I actually didn't even know that Anthropologie had a plus size section. Can we help? Can you help? Can I be helped? No, I don't need help anymore because I have a master's degree. Guys, I know I've been goofing off, but what's that? What are you guys saying to me right now? Stop! Ugh. You want me to show off my master's degree and my undergraduate degree? Guys, I am not gonna do that. That is so silly. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All I really want from my internet success, fleeting as it may be, is to be invited to give a commencement address at my undergraduate alma mater, Sarah Lawrence. I would do such a good job. I'm asking. Anyway. All right, I gotta put my props away. Hold on. They're all fake. They're not real degrees, actually. They're made out of sugar. Let's window shop. Maeve is like the fancy little house brand of Anthropologie, I believe. So we're gonna be seeing Miss Maeve quite a bit throughout this video. This is the short sleeve V-neck cardigan sweater for $118. And I have to admit, I do find it endearing and adorable. Although I will say I don't really love how they've styled it here. Despite the fact that this is Anthropologie, I mean, this is a cropped cardigan with scalloped hems and a repeating seahorse pattern on it. Let's not act like it's the pinnacle of fashion. Like, it's quirky, it's a little goofy, it's a little kitschy, right? ModCloth would style this perfectly. Pairing it with, you know, all white, very minimal. No. Put a tulle skirt with this. Be courageous. Live in your truth, Maeve. Can I call you Maeve? This cardigan is like what Miss Frizzle would wear if she worked at a Montessori school. Oh man, I really like this. Is that embarrassing? I feel like I'm gonna be embarrassed a lot in this video. I quite like Anthropologie's clothes, unfortunately. This might be one of those videos that's just like me shopping without like very much to actually make fun of. I'll try it though. I'll try it for you guys. I feel like it's a little unfair for Anthropologie to take the most beautiful woman I've ever seen and put her in this dress, because obviously I'm going to want to get it if she looks so good in it. Anthropologie is a really scary store because a lot of the clothing does have a little bit of quirkiness in it, but it's elevated quirkiness. It really toes the line between elevated luxury for the average upper middle class consumer and quirkiness. And this dress I feel like is a really great example. This is the Mare. I think it's Mare, right? Like two lady horses. Mare strapless trench midi dress. So it's a dress that's inspired by a double-breasted trench coat, right? That's quirky. It's in the color Kelly green, the worst color known to man. I hate Kelly green. I hate Kelly green so much. I hate Kelly green so much! You know why? Here's why. When I was a kid, one of my favorite book series was Amber Brown, including such classics as Amber Brown is not a crayon, Amber Brown horses around, Amber Brown goes forth, and Amber Brown is green with envy. There's one of these books where Amber Brown's school gets a new student whose name is Kelly Green, and all of a sudden Amber Brown is not special anymore because another student whose name is a color joins the school. And I really felt Amber Brown's pain in this book. I understood her. I understood where she was coming from. And I think that's why I hate Kelly Green, because of that book. The woman who is confident enough to wear a strapless Kelly Green menswear inspired midi dress and wealthy enough to buy it from Anthropologie. She intimidates me. She scares me. I don't want to meet her because I feel like she's better than me and she knows it. And that makes her my enemy. However, I am an unrelenting feminist. My relationships with other women are the most special things in my life. So unfortunately, I will also have to become her best friend. And do you know how hard it is to have a best friend who's beautiful? I'll tell you from personal experience, it's very difficult. Okay. Every time I go to Paris to hang out with my best friend and we're getting ready to go somewhere, I always know that I'm gonna get flexed on supremely. Not only because I'm traveling, which means I'm ugly. Anytime I have to get ready in somewhere that is not my house with my beauty products and my shower and my rituals and my spells, I feel like, okay, this is how it feels to be a little grub crawling through the dirt in a garden. This is that feeling right now. Me doing my mascara, awkwardly holding a hand mirror in front of like the one window that produces light in my friend's apartment. Okay, I'm one of God's most wretched creatures. Great. So not only is that at work, where I know that I'm not going to feel my best because I'm doing things in an unfamiliar location, and she has access to her whole expansive, gigantic wardrobe. She just gets it. She knows how to put stuff together. My best friend is so good at accessorizing, it makes me mad. Anyway, I appreciate that this goes up to plus size, but I don't want to meet a woman in this dress. See, this is what I like to see. This is what I love to see. I love modest clothing in the summertime. I love just a big ass piece of fabric that I can encircle my whole body in. No one can see me. No one can assume anything about how my body looks. I'm just a shape. And that shape is dress. You can't make plus size clothing without having a dress that's just a whole bunch of fabric. But you know what I appreciate? You know what I appreciate about this? This little split in the neckline. I like that little split. You know why I like it? Because it allows for my favorite accessory. And that accessory is tasteful cleavage. I promise I'm not trying to be crass by zooming in. It just proves my point. I love tasteful cleavage. I'm rocking... Well, I don't know if my cleavage today is tasteful, but it's definitely there. It might not be tasteful, but it is flavorful. I love a little bit of tasteful cleave. I like the minuteness of it, right? And it's not that I don't like egregious cleavage. I just think it's very stylish. I love a little bit of tasteful cleave. I just think it's like kind of romantically tussled. You know what I mean? Like when I wear a button-up shirt, just casually, I can probably remove the zoom in now. When I wear a button-up shirt just casually, I like to leave it a little bit more unbuttoned than it needs to. Because it makes it look like, I don't know, I'm like, it makes me feel like I'm kind of giving that scene in Bridget Jones' Diary where sexy 2002 Hugh Grant falls into the water. You know what? I'll pull it up, guys. Just whenever I wear a button up undone, this is how I feel like I look. And who wouldn't want to look like this, you know? This is maybe one of the best ways of... let's run it back. This is like one of the best ways a person has ever looked. Why would I not want to look like Hugh Grant having just fallen out of a boat? Guys, I'm sorry. Bridget Jones' Diary came out in 2001, not 2002. I feel really bad that I messed that up. Could you guys ever forgive me? Please? God, let's talk about this for a second. I want to be this person so bad. And I can, through Christ all things are possible. But I'm just not this person. You know how I know I'm not this person? Because I purchased this exact same dress, functionally, from Old Navy. And I had to return it 3 times because every size I got was wrong. The first time I got it, I got one of the tall sizes because I'm 5'11". And it was so large in a way that, like, if I was cool with being completely shapeless, it would be fine, right? But I wanted like a little bit of shape. I returned it. I exchanged it for a size smaller. It looked exactly the same. I went into the store. I tried on a size large in the regular range, not tall. And it was coming off circulation in my arms. It was so short that, it would have been a problem if I would have gotten arrested for indecent exposure if I'd walked outside in it. And I took that as a sign from my Lord and Savior, Adam Smith, that this wasn't an article of clothing that I was meant to buy. I'm not going to look like this in this dress. I'm not going to look this breezy and casual in it. I'm going to look like I was in a fabric factory and I got a little bit of an edge of a piece of fabric stuck in the zipper of my pants. Don't ask why my zipper was down, okay? Sometimes you just find yourself in situations. And so the fabric was caught in my zipper and I was walking out of the factory, but then I tripped down the staircase leading up to the factory and I tumbled down, encircled over and over again by the fabric as I was falling. And by the time I hit the bottom, I was just encircled in a cocoon of fabric. That's what I look like when I wear swing dresses like this. Like, if I tried to pull this off, I would have to pull it off of my body. I think this might be the first thing we've seen that I actually just think is objectively ugly. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I don't like this. Smocking is a really great asset in fashion, especially in plus-size fashion. It's helpful for making clothing that's going to be sold to a huge audience of people. It allows for a wider range of people to fit into more clothing. A lot of dresses that I own feature smocking like this, and it makes them very comfortable. One of my favorite dresses of all time is this like black square neck Madewell dress that I bought a couple years ago. I wear it in my daily life at least once a week, even in the wintertime. It's a perfect staple piece in my wardrobe, and the entire top half of the dress is smocked like this. It's easy, it's breezy. I just wore it to Boston Calling last week, actually. I actually still have the tan lines from wearing that dress to Boston Calling. It's a great dress. And smocking is part of what makes it great. Here, though, it's less that smocking appears to be used for a structural purpose, and it's more of an aesthetic purpose. I just don't like how it looks. Also, I know some people are touchy about visible zippers. I don't really mind them, but when it's this much visible zipper in the front of the dress, I think it looks a little bit like your dress is backwards, which is fine. I just don't love it. I want to talk about this one for a really brief second. This is the ruched and ruffled stretch midi dress. It's $365. And I actually kind of like it. I know I just was talking about aesthetic smocking and how sometimes it doesn't work all that well. I like it here. I think it works well here. It looks really comfortable. Does it not kind of look like when you open a new tube of aluminum foil? Or for some of my other audience members, aluminium foil, and you accidentally tear it in a way where half of it splits and is such a stupid thing to bring up. The dress kind of looks like fucked up tin foil, I guess. But up close, it looks very comfortable. Wow. It goes all the way up to a 14. Oh my gosh. They've really got dresses for everybody here. Okay. So fat people are only allowed to wear the pink one. I know they also make this dress in standard and petite, so this doesn't really count as a legitimate criticism. Even in places such as anthropologie, they're not immune to the pull of making a dress in plus size that's just a big ass flower print. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that commitment to the religion of plus-size clothing manufacturing. I don't like this color combination at all. This color it's like if you looked at a peanut butter and jelly sandwich under a microscope. This model is so beautiful. Oh my God, she's stunning. She has such a warm face. Although something I find interesting is that they're just letting my girl wear the dress despite the bust seaming being up here. I don't appreciate that anthropology. I don't appreciate it. Although actually I kind of do appreciate it, because when a store has an article of clothing on a plus size model that fits wrong, it's actually like a great tip to the shopper. Like, hey, if you're built like this model, this dress is going to look exactly as wrong on you, just so you know. And that's something I appreciate as someone with like I promise I'm not going to talk about boobs again, significant bosom, right? Like, I deal with this kind of thing from dresses all the time. And I have to tell you, with regards to online shopping, it would be nice to know ahead of time if this frustrating thing was going to happen. And it's, oh my God! Sorry. A squirrel was crossing the street outside, and it narrowly missed being hit by a car by literally a half second. He scampered out of the way just in time. I almost saw a murder. I almost saw a vehicular manslaughter. Do you understand? Oh my God, I'm totally gonna eat ice cream later about this. What a stressful situation for me to be put in. And it's not like when I see this happening to someone in public that I'm like, oh, that looks so bad. That dress doesn't fit her correctly. It's just something I'm very aware of when I'm shopping for clothing for myself. And I know other people are too. A lot of people don't care, and I think that's great. May I ask a question? May I ask a question for the culture, no Lana Del Rey? What do we think about the resurgence of pants underneath dresses? What do we think about it? Sound off in the comment section. I'm genuinely curious. I remember hating it a lot when I was like a youth, but this is the kind of thing I was seeing. Like, it was never amazing. And it just seemed like so much fabric, you know? It just seemed like so much to deal with. Also, I was like such a little girly girl when I was a child. I didn't like pants, period. I always reasoned, why would you mess up the beautiful feminine silhouette of a dress with pants? The dress looked fine on its own. I was so committed to the full-fledged pursuit of pure, perfect femininity when I was a young child that when I was about 7, I wrote a letter to Nickelodeon Studios urging them to start animating the character Sandy Cheeks. Whoa! You know what? I should have seen this coming. I should have seen this coming. We're going to do this a little bit differently. I saw something in the Google image results that I'm not going to share with you. Let's go somewhere safer. Let's go somewhere safer. I'm an adult. Thank you. Anyway, I wrote a letter to Nickelodeon Studios urging them to start animating Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob without her like suit all the time. Oh my God, why is this so difficult? I'm so scared if I Google Sandy Cheeks without suit, I'm gonna get something horrifying. I don't mean it in a weird way. Please. Okay, here we go. Got it. There we go. I wrote a letter to Nickelodeon Studios urging them to start animating the character Sandy Cheeks from the SpongeBob SquarePants cartoon show without her suit and instead in her like cute little like skirt bikini because I thought this looked prettier and more feminine. I reasoned that she could still wear the helmet that would allow her to breathe underwater without the suit. She could just like construct, because she was a scientist, construct like, you know, a bottom to the helmet that would just go around her neck without the need for the suit. However, I never ended up sending the letter to Nickelodeon for 2 reasons. One was because I misspelled Nickelodeon on the envelope, and I'd written it in pen, so I couldn't change it. The second reason was I had absentmindedly accidentally wrote helmet instead of suit in the letter, which is ridiculous, because that completely defeats my point. That's not even what I was asking for. I just wasn't even realizing it because I was so focused on sharing my mission and my ethos with Nickelodeon. That every girl character in every cartoon should be as pretty and feminine as possible, because that was my belief when I was 7. I wanted every girl to be a pretty, pretty princess. So I ended up ripping up the letter in anger and never sending it. So Nickelodeon Studios never actually got to know how I felt. One time, though, another girl named Nisa called into Slime Time Live. And that was really exciting because I had never encountered anyone else named Nisa. And I sort of thought, like, should I try to find her? Should I go to Florida and try to find the other Nisa? And I never did. Anyway, pants. How did I get here? How the hell Pan left? Close on the steeple of the church. I pulled out this dress to talk about because I think it's really ugly, and I couldn't quite place why. I think it's the combination of the big collar and the puff sleeves and the short length of the dress. It sort of looks like something that a baby would wear. Like a very fashionable baby. A very expensive baby. A wealthy baby, not an expensive baby. That makes it sound like I'm talking about purchasing a baby at the baby store. You can't do that. A wealthy baby. A baby who will grow up to attend the Montessori school where the Miss Frizzle wearing the seahorse cardigan from the beginning of the video is working. That baby. Oh! Jean denim. Jean dress. Dude, I kind of like this in denim. Ooh, I am so easily impressed. I don't know, I think it looks better. Maybe it's like the sort of pastel blue, mint, is giving baby. Let's look at peach. This is fine. This is okay. This is kind of giving Christian Girl Autumn to me. This is giving baby. I like it in black too. Okay, so it's just the light colors are giving baby. Which is fine. If you want to look like a baby, that's... Oh, I love these shoes. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love these shoes. I love these shoes. I love a platform. I don't have any business wearing them. I'm so tall. Ooh, and I like this necklace. Oh my gosh. I want to model for Anthropologie. And once they put me in the little outfits, I'll run away. I'll scamper and they won't be able to catch me. And I'll just steal. It'll be the heist of the century. I pulled out this dress solely because it is $710. I found it when I sorted the dresses from price high to low. And I think it's like, you know, it's a fancy dress. I'm not familiar with the label Rixo, but look at this long title. Like, this has to mean wealth and opulence. But can you imagine paying $710 for a dress that sort of just like hangs from your shoulders? It's beautiful. I really do think it's gorgeous, but $710? Do you know how much garbage from Shein I could buy with $710? Do you know how many garment workers I could exploit with $710? Oh yeah. Dude, the Soren long sleeve shirt dress by Maeve, naturally. You know what this is giving? Look at this print. Drink it in. Drink in this paisley, mama. This ensemble is giving, like, mother in the mid-2000s in her kitchen, preparing after-school snacks for her children. But it's not just any kitchen, girl. It's a 2000s Tuscan-inspired kitchen. Obviously. Looking at these images, it just makes Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain start playing in my head. Let's go, girls. Her Canadian ass. This is the kitchen that she's inside of, right? God, look at this kitchen island. Arrivederci. 5 tricks to give your outdated Tuscan decor the boot. What an image this is. Think about how many thousands of dollars it probably cost the family to make this room look like this. And think about how you don't have that $1,000. That $1,000. Think about how you don't have it. And they had it and they spent it on making their kitchen and dining room and living room area look like this. Rich people are so scary. Swap out overly scrolled accents. Overly scrolled? Heather. No. Heather, why would you say that? This is so laid back and casual. This is incredibly minimal. Heather. This is so minimal, Heather. What are you talking about? This is crazy. Are we in the Cheesecake Factory? Imagine going into your home and seeing this monstrosity on your ceiling. Please. God, I wanted a house like this so bad when I was a kid. Every child in the 2000s wanted their house to look like this because it meant that you were rich. Why am I talking about kitchens? Oh, because of this. Yeah, I wanted to pull this out to talk about because I think it's ugly. But I also want to, give a disclaimer. Daily practice is specifically like, lounging and living. Okay? You're not wearing any of this stuff to the Met Gala. Unless the theme for the Met Gala was brown. Like, I would wear this to scavenge for canned food and fight off cannibals with my son as the protagonist from The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I would wear this to probably nowhere, actually. I hate it a lot. I really think it's hideously ugly. My question is, what purpose is, this part serving? What purpose is this little, drawstring isosceles triangle really giving us as the consumer? Am I crazy for thinking that this is somehow Kanye West's fault? I do. I blame him for this. No, I'm right. This is Kanye West's fault. Well, kids, that's it for me today. I have leftover couscous to eat and episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia to watch. Because that is how people with master's degrees spend their Saturday afternoons. Bye.